Hey, stand a little bit closer to the screen next time.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Todd, for showing our 5 audience members. Thank you. All right, this is Start State Effective Speaking. My name is Jacob Groschmidt. My professor is Professor Judy. This is informative speech number 2. Before we begin, let me just ask you guys one question. What do you guys feel is the number one cause of death because of nature?
Heat stroke.
Good guess. You are right. It's actually heat-related injuries. Heat safety by Jacob Groschmidt. Okay. Robert, you are right. From 1979 to 2013, more than 9,000 Americans have died from a heat-related injury. Heat-related injuries seem to occur often with elderly, people who are not getting physical condition or acclimated to the heat. There are 2 main ways in which our bodies produce heat. Metabolic heat, the body generates heat through the digestion of food, work and exercise. Environmental heat, the body absorbs heat from the surrounding environment, kind of what we deal with here at Canton Drop, whether it is the hot sun or a hot room, or a hot furnace, or a hot cleaner. Okay. There are 3 methods in which our bodies can be cooled. Convection is a transfer of heat through the circulation of air. Evaporation, process which occurs when a liquid changes into vapor. And radiation, heat is naturally emitted from the body's surface. Conditions affecting the cooling system. Assimilation, the biological process through which our bodies adapt to the environment, basically getting used to the heat. Air temperature, heat flows from warmer objects to cooler objects. Air movement, moving air speeds the evaporation process. Humidity, the amount of water vapor in the air affects the rate of evaporation. I'm going to show you guys a slide later on today that talks about the heat index, which humidity comes into play on that. Clothing, the type of clothing affects the amount of heat our bodies absorb and retain. Next we'll talk about a couple symptoms and conditions that can happen from a heat illness. We'll start with heat rash. It's also known as a prickly heat. It occurs in hot, humid environments where sweat can't easily evaporate from the skin. This condition produces a rash, which in some cases causes severe pain. The procedures to prevent or minimize this condition is to rest frequently in cool places and bathe regularly, ensuring to thoroughly dry the skin. I know me personally, I brought extra pairs of socks here to work and changed out my socks just for to avoid heat rash and athlete's foot and all that. Heat cramps, painful muscle spasms that result from the loss of salt and electrolytes due to excessive sweating. The cramps will usually affect the stomach, the arms, and legs. This condition can be treated by drinking fluids containing electrolytes such as calcium, sodium, potassium. Electrolyte tablets and popsicles are available in first aid, and you guys also have our drinks available in our office. This condition usually precedes heat exhaustion. Heat exhaustion is a state brought on by the loss of fluids lost during excessive sweating. Individuals with heat exhaustion still sweat, but they experience extreme weakness and may even collapse. They may experience nausea, headache, their skin is clammy and moist, their complexion is usually pale, and the body temperature is usually normal and slightly higher. This condition is best treated by taking the patient to a cool place, applying cool compressions, elevating the feet, and giving the individual plenty of fluids. If you guys would ever suspect any of our employees or your buddy or anybody, I mean, we have first aid. If that's not available, we have our office. Okay. Heat stroke. This is the most severe condition. It's a severe medical emergency which could result in death. Heat stroke results when the body's core temperature gets too high and the body is no longer able to cool itself. An individual suffering from heat stroke will have hot and dry skin. Their pulse will be high and their blood pressure will fall. This condition must be treated by immediate cooling the victim's body with water or wrapping them in cool, wet sheets. Immediately seek medical attention. So very dangerous. Assimilation. Accustom yourself to the weather prior to long durations of physical activity. Maintain body fluids. Fluid intake must be maintained throughout the course of your workday. There are water coolers and squenchers located in our office and all over the plant. Do not rely on thirst as an indicator of dehydration because your body loses water faster than you realize. Alcohol should be avoided because it is a diuretic which increases dehydration and can interfere with heat loss. Proper diet. Eat light and stay away from heavy foods. They increase metabolic heat production and also increase water loss. Eat smaller, well-balanced meals more often. Rest periods. Pace yourself. We have assigned breaks. High temperatures and avoid high temperatures and take frequent rest periods in a shaded area and drink plenty of fluids. This was a heat index chart I found from the NOAA National Weather Service. As you can see here, here's the listed temperature where it starts at 80 degrees, and as you move to the right, this is the relative humidity. So here's 40% humidity all the way to 100. So today, I looked online, we're at about 86 degrees today with about 50% humidity. So we're still in the caution area. This is what they call it. It's possible fatigue with prolonged exposure to heat. So not only do we have this to deal with, but we have our furnaces and you guys are exposed to all the things in our plant. So as the humidity rate rises and the temperature rises, you just get more detrimental and you're more susceptible to a heat illness, kind of stuff that we talked about already. I got one more chart to show you. This is a chart I found on Cypress Creek EMS News. This is a urine color chart. It's something that you can monitor yourself with just by checking your urine when you're using the bathroom. Here's the chart 1 through 3. If your urine is this color, you are not dehydrated. But as you get darker, as you can see, the more water you need to drink to look out for yourself. It specifically says if your urine color is below the red line, you are dehydrated and at risk for cramping or a heat illness. So I did print this chart out and it's posted in our office for everyone to see so you guys can monitor yourself. I'll leave you guys with this. Don't hesitate. If you ever feel that you may be experiencing any symptoms of heat illness, please contact First Aid or a fellow employee right away. Thank you guys.
Awesome.